Title: Danger Man Australia, The Port Conspiracy. Chapter 1, The Morning Ritual. The sun rose over Melbourne, casting a golden glow over the city's skyline. John Drake Jr. sat at his usual table outside the Pink Daffodil Café on Torak Road, savouring his breakfast of bacon and eggs on toast, accompanied by a steaming cappuccino. The Australian newspaper lay open before him, but his attention was divided. His sharp eyes scanned the street, taking in the comings and goings of Melbourne's elite. The Pink Daffodil was more than just a cafe. It was a hub of gossip, influence, and secrets, and no one knew that better than Lady Hammilton-Smythe, the cafe's flamboyant owner. Drake's UHF transceiver crackled to life, breaking the morning calm. "Drake, report to HQ immediately," came the voice of Major Bernard Kingston, his handler at the Australian Security Intelligence Organisation, ASIO. Drake sighed, folded his newspaper, and left a generous tip for the waitress. His morning ritual was over. Duty called. Chapter 2, The Enigma Transmission. Drake arrived at ASIO's unmarked headquarters, near the corner of Middleton Lane and Wells Street in South Bank, bypassing the wrought iron electric gates and the watchful gaze of the CCTV cameras. He made his way to Major Kingston's office, located deep within the building's secure bunker. Kingston was waiting, his face grim. "We've intercepted a shortwave transmission on the 75-meter band," Kingston began, handing Drake a transcript. "An Enigma Numbers Station, broadcasting in English. Numbers, letters, all in a monotone voice. We believe it's a sleeper cell activation code." Drake studied the transcript. "Any idea what they're planning?" "We think it's a coordinated attack on Melbourne's shipping ports," Kingston replied. "They're aiming to disrupt cargo and trade, hold Victoria to ransom. We're monitoring the dark web, but we need to identify the operatives and shut them down before it's too late." Chapter 3, The Backbencher's Betrayal. As Drake delved into the investigation, a name emerged: Dr. Mark Barrett, a Victorian Government backbencher with a shady past. Barrett had made his fortune in pharmaceuticals and real estate, before turning to politics. Now, it seemed, he was passing classified information to an enemy state. Barrett's mansion in Kew was a fortress, surrounded by a 12-foot stone wall and equipped with state-of-the-art security systems. Drake knew that breaking in would be no easy task, but time was running out. Chapter 4, The Pink Daffodil Connection. Drake turned to an unlikely ally, Lady Hammilton-Smythe. The Pink Daffodil was a favorite haunt of Melbourne's high society, and Lady Hammilton-Smythe had a knack for overhearing conversations that others might miss. Over a pot of Earl Grey tea, Drake explained the situation. "My dear boy, you've come to the right place," she said with a twinkle in her eye. "Dr. Barrett is a regular here. He's always meeting with suspicious characters. Leave it to me." Chapter 5, The Sleeper Cell. With Lady Hammilton-Smythe's help, Drake identified several members of the sleeper cell. They were scattered across Melbourne, from the leafy-lined streets of Torak to the quiet streets of Kew. Drake and his team moved swiftly, raiding safe houses and intercepting communications. But the mastermind behind the plot remained elusive. Chapter 6, The Showdown. The final piece of the puzzle fell into place when Drake intercepted a message from Dr. Barrett. The attack on Melbourne's ports was set to take place in 24 hours. Drake and his team stormed Barrett's mansion, overcoming the sophisticated security systems and apprehending the traitorous politician. In the basement, they found a command center filled with maps, blueprints, and encrypted communications. The enemy state's plan was laid bare. With minutes to spare, Drake and the ASIO and ASIS teams disabled the transmitter, stopped the final transmission, shut down all the dark web servers, and averting an economic and security disaster. Chapter 7, Victory and Celebration. The threat neutralized, Drake and his team returned to ASIO headquarters to debrief. Major Kingston commended their efforts, but the victory was bittersweet. The enemy state would try again, and the world of espionage never slept. That evening, a celebration was held at John Drake Sr.'s mountaintop hideaway in Olinda. Lady Hammilton-Smythe was in top form, regaling the guests with tales of her exploits. Drake Jr. stood by his father's side, a quiet sense of pride in his eyes. Chapter 8, A New Dawn. As the sun set over the Dandenong Ranges, Drake reflected on the day's events. The ports were safe, the sleeper cells dismantled, and the enemy's plans thwarted. But he knew that his work was far from over. The world of espionage was a never-ending game of cat and mouse, and Drake was ready for the next challenge. As he sipped his tea and gazed out at the horizon, he felt a sense of calm. Melbourne was safe, and for now, that was enough.